Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we are doing the what's next on Caleb Plant, the former IBF super middleweight champion at 168 pounds, following a tough 12-round unanimous decision loss to David Benavidez as they competed, they competed for the WBC interim super middleweight title. Plant went in there and fought hard, but you just couldn't pull it out. Now, before we get started on that, if you guys could smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get, just trying to build my channel up, and I really would appreciate any kind of love. Now, if you guys want to give a thumbs down and you don't like what I'm doing, then you can comment and let me know that too, or whatever. I'm all about transparency and everybody being on the up and up and 150% honest with me. So go ahead and let me know. All that being said, back to Caleb Plant. So, Plant, it's really unclear what he is going to try to do next, That loss, that's a tough one right there. That's his second loss in 3 fights. Yes, he had the knockout of the year in those 3 fights, knocking out Anthony Durrell. But now, what does he do? Does he stay here at 168? Does he move to 175? Those are the options. 175, I wouldn't mind seeing that, but who's there with the PBC that makes sense, that's the only problem is, maybe he can get Andre Durrell, Anthony's brother in the ring or something like that and make that appealing for the moment. But other than that, I don't see a big time fight unless he can land one of the top dogs. And, right now, is it believable that he could compete against Dimitri Bivol or against Artur Beterbiev? That's the big question that's going to plague Caleb Plant potentially moving up. Now, if he makes another go at it here at 168, let's run through the top 10 and see what could be possible. So we start with Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed champion. Canelo knocked out Plant last year. He really wouldn't have, he didn't really have a reason to fight him again anyways, but Plant beating Benavidez would have potentially could have called for a rematch. Excuse me, but he lost. So right now there's no need for that. So yeah, definitely not now. So a rematch with David Benavidez, he's next. Not likely to happen. Benavidez handled Plant pretty soundly. He's moving on now. He defeated him convincingly, and there's no need for a rematch, so I don't see that one. John Ryder. Well, John Ryder's fighting Canelo next, and I think he's probably going to lose that fight. And then would Plant want to fight another guy coming off a loss? Maybe, but the thing is, will DAZN and the PBC work together? And I don't see that, so I'm going to say no. Then you got Daniel Jacobs. This is interesting. Al Heyman is Jacobs' advisor. Jacobs hasn't, wanted to get in the ring for a minute, but does he come back against Plant? I think Plant is too good for Jacobs to just rush back into, So I'm going to say no, that Jacobs wouldn't want this fight, even though these two have talked shit to each other before, and it would be intriguing. Then you got Demetrius Andrade. Now, another one where I think, but on the flip side, would Plant want to take on a guy like Andrade in his very next fight? That's the big question. I don't know. Not that it's a bad matchup, because it's, it could be a bad matchup boxing-wise, but it'd be a big fight. But would Plant go after that in his next one? I got to say no to that one. Maybe he'd be interested in it, but I got to say most likely not. Then you got David Morrell, the undefeated WBA regular champion. Caleb Plant might say fuck it, and if Morrell can't get a guy, like say Andrade ends up fighting Benavidez, I would not be surprised at all if Caleb Plant said, hey, I'll fight Morrell for his WBA regular belt. I'll fight him next. I'm confident I can beat him. And I think Morrell might go for that fight as well. So I wouldn't completely rule this one out. That Plant could say fuck it and go right back at somebody. Vladimir Shishkin. This is another intriguing bout. He is with the PBC, and he's coming off a win over Jose Ustadegi, a guy that Plant beat a few years ago to capture the title. Would Plant be into fighting him? I think he might be. Interesting battle, but I definitely think he might be. So I could see this one happening potentially. So we'll see. Then you got Anthony Durrell. A rematch with him. Not seeing it. Durrell, he's soundly defeated Durrell, and there wouldn't be a point in a rematch. And then Edgar Berlanga, who I don't know if I think Berlanga signed with the Zone, I want to say. I'm not 100%, but right now, I don't know if that fight makes sense for Plant. Maybe if the fight can be made, but I'm kind of leaning towards a no. So for me, with Caleb Plant, I could see him coming back against a guy like Morrell. Anybody else in the top 10 right now, Morrell or maybe Shishkin, Vladimir Shishkin. Anybody else in the top 10 I think might be too high risk or not a big enough name for Plant to go after. He still can call some shots because he's got a solid name now. But he is going to have to work his way back up. If I had to predict, I would say he's probably going to move up. I mean, he's probably going to stay here at 168 and make another run. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if he moved up to 175 and just said, hey, I'm going to try it out here and see how it works out. So we'll see what happens, but that's it. That's what I got. That's the what's next on the former IBF super middleweight champion of the world, Caleb Plant, following that tough decision defeat to David Benavidez. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.